Okay, well, let's get started. I am excited today to show you this new stamp set that is going to be in the annual catalog that begins May, I think May 3rd. This is the catalog cover. Can't show you the insides yet, but we're having a new catalog coming up May 3rd. This month, April, is a retirement month with the retiring products, many of which are on sale. So I urge you to check my online store, creationsbysue.stampinup.net, to see what is retiring and what is on sale. I could give you a list of the retiring product, but it would not be current because as things get sold out, they just are not available any longer. So, at any rate, this card is, believe it or not, just stamping. Well, not quite. We're going to do a little bit of masking in addition to that, because we stamped the flower and then we don't want the leaves to go over it. And then we're going to also use a reverse stamping technique. So let's get started. The stamp set is uniquely artistic. It has several detail stamps, and then it has the background stamps to add the color to it. Or you could just stamp and color in. And then I'm also going to use the greeting from the Pansy set. Where'd it go? This is the Pansy Patch set. It has been carried over to the new catalog, and I'm going to use this one, wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. The base is a card that is 11 by 4 1/4 that I scored at 5 1/2 and folded in half. You also need to have a piece of copy paper to make your mask. And let me get one. So the first step to do is to make the mask. And I want to make it with the flower. I'm going to use the bold one because it's a little bit larger than the detailed one. And I'm going to stamp it. Doesn't matter what color you stamp it in. I'm going to use the stronger color. Oh, the colors I'm using are Magenta Madness, that's the darker one, and then this stamp, that's the bolder, less detailed one, Polished Pink. So I think I'll make my mask with the Polished Pink. So you just stamp it. It's kind of a nice subtle pattern as of itself. And then cut it out. And the reason for using the copy paper is it is thinner, so you won't have as much of a line. Like there's a little space here, with if you use cardstock it would be a bigger space. And it's a good idea to cut it pretty much the way without a border. should have had this cut out beforehand. I have another one mask that is getting pretty used, and you can reuse these masks. So I just cut it out. And let's see, maybe my mask is in the stamp box. Yep, there it is. So anyway, you cut out this copy paper, and then you can use the the liquid adhesive glue, and just make a smear a little bit on the back and let it dry, because you want it to stick to your card, but not too much. You want it to peel off. Okay, so let's stamp. I'm going to stamp the flower in the corner, and I'm going to start with the detailed one first. I can see where it is and the edges of it better. This happens to be a hibiscus flower. I'm just going to stamp it in the corner. Like that. Beautiful, beautiful. You can see the center cone of it. And just by itself, that is pretty. Then we'll stamp the coloring in behind it. And it lines up pretty well. Like that, gives it just a little more color. Set those aside. We're done with those. Now then, if I were to stamp the leaves, the leaves are on my Stamparatus, because this is how I'm going to get the reverse image. If I were to put this image, I don't want to take it off because I've got it all adjusted. No, I know what I can do. Okay, so there's the image. That's the stamp. And I want to stamp it, but notice that it goes the wrong direction. It curves out. I want it to curve in. It works fine for this direction. Ah, come on, get out of the way. Works fine for this direction because it curves in just gently. But to go this way doesn't work. And if I turn it this way, I have the big bulk, the big part up at the top. So we are going to do some reverse stamping. And to do that, I'm going to ink up the stamp with Old Olive. Put this one back in. Slide this back over here. I'm going to put magnet there so it doesn't shift. So I'm going to ink the stamp with Old Olive. This is the detail stamp. And I'm going to stamp it onto the silicone craft mat. I'm going to do it twice so there's good color there. Better get the mask on before I forget, because that would be disastrous in my demonstration. So you just place that copy paper mask right over your stamped image. Okay, now I'm going to ink up the background part with Para-Pizzazz. I'll do that a couple of times. And here comes the trick. You put your card down carefully. And I like to have a piece of paper over the top of it. You can just rub it like this. But to get better detail, now that I've got paper there, you can fold this down again and get good even pressure. This is just a piece of copy paper also. And voila, you have it stamped right there. Okay, so now I'm going to stamp it this way. Oh, my fingers are still clean. I'll set this aside so it doesn't get wet. And I'm going to wash off my stamps because I have to reposition them. I better close my stamp pad too. Last night I was trying to do this, and for the life of me, I could not. I was disorganized because I was trying to do reverse stamping with it going across the bottom, which is not what I wanted. Come on. This is our chamois. Does a really good job of cleaning up. And the ink gets onto the chamois and it gets ugly looking. It normally is purple, but I tried bleaching mine so it came out pink. Didn't take out the dark color anyway. The bleach did not. But the ink stays in the chamois and doesn't get all over everywhere. Okay. Now then, put this down. And I'm going to stamp first with this detailed. So I'm going to put it down on the card in the position I want. But like that. Close this up. Because this can be used for regular stamping besides the reverse stamping. This is the old olive. Close it over. Perfect. Well, I'm going to try to get that edge just a little bit better. There. And now, take this one and place it down on top. Like that. Bring this plate down. Having two plates for the Stamparatus is so useful. You can actually, you could stamp 4 different stamps using this. Ink it up, press it down, and there you go. It looks really dark when you first stamp it, but it lightens up a little bit. Okay, so get this card out of there and get these out of the way. And here's the magic. You pull your mask off, and you have your beautiful flower still. And then just keep the mask in your stamp case. It'll stick to the cover. Okay, so now we need to fix this up a little bit more. It's pretty, but it needs to have a little bit of design to it. And there are these little dots. I'm not quite sure what they were meant to be here. They kind of look like seeds, maybe, like they were supposed to go in the center of the flower, except that this is entirely, you can see the detail of the kind of, it's a cone-shaped thing. But I decided to use them with the polished pink and just add a little bit of dots around the edge of the flower. Like I'll put some right there, and put one back here, up here, just randomly putting them around. Grounding the flower a little more. And over here at the corner. Fit one in here, maybe. Yeah. And I think I can fit one over here where there's a touch of green. Oop, didn't quite get that down all the way. There. So that adds a little bit of detail to the card. And then the greeting I'm going to do in Memento ink. This is my to-go-to black ink. And this one's from the Pansy Patch stamp set. I'm going to put it right down in here, and no, it doesn't look like it's good ink, not inked well. And I hope I have it straight. I really like using the photopolymer stamps because you can see through them to see exactly where you are stamping. And then we'll finish it off with a bow, like that. And the bow is from the Mango Melody. No, not Mango Melody. Okay, where did my spool, my ribbon spool go? Melon Mambo, I think it is. Anyway, it's a strong pink one. Magenta Madness, that's what it is. And I'll put it on with, and it's being carried forward into the new catalog. This is one of the 2021-23 in colors. And I'm going to pick it off, the glue dot off. And put it here in the middle where I want my bow. And there we have it. The simple greeting didn't take too long to make, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I got the stamp set because I am joining the Onstage Local, and they were giving out 4 different stamp sets. This is the one I happened to get, and I'm really quite pleased with it. I wasn't going to order it, looking at it in the catalog, but now that I've used it, I really do like it. And that's one of the advantages of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, is that you get to go to conventions and see new things before everybody else. You get a catalog right away. And we just started today. We were able to pre-order supplies so that we could start making samples, so that when the catalog is alive for our customers, we have samples already made up for them to see, to get ideas, and to hopefully buy stamps from us. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation. Give the reverse stamping a chance. It's fun to do, and it's very convenient at times. Oh, here's the ribbon. Yeah, it is polished pink. I was off on that. Anyhow, if you are interested in becoming a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to have you join my team. One of the things that I like about it, and what has kept me a demonstrator for 21 years, is the fact that you don't have to have a big business, and you don't have to have a small business. You can have whatever size business you want that you are willing and able to put out the work for. You do have to work, and it's not instant. It's not guaranteed income. It depends on how much work you put into it and how many customers you have. But you make great friendships, and you have access to wonderful stamps and paper at a discount. And it's just, I can't imagine not being a demonstrator. So if you're interested, give me, shoot me a email at sue@soggystamper.com, or you could visit my website. It's creationsbysue.stampinup.net, or you could even give me a phone call. There's my phone number. Thank you for watching. This video will be up on YouTube this afternoon, so you can watch it further. And I want you to have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.